Hello, my wonderful people, and welcome back to Thronefall. It's a adorable little reverse, basically tower defense game. It's really awesome. So if you missed the first episode, basically I'm going through all these levels, and they have these different challenges down here. Basically forcing me to use these mutators that make the game harder, and forcing me to use weapons that aren't quite as good for that specific challenge and whatnot. So I've just been going through playing each level as with basically all the challenges on, and the first one was pretty easy, and this one looks a little I kind of assumed I could do each one in a single run, but it does not look that way. So this one it looks like it's going to be a little tougher. So I think so. It's giving me the option of either I can use the heavy sword, the light spear, the bow and dagger. I think I will go with the bow and dagger, and I guess I'll just try and do all of the mutators at once, and we'll leave maybe these runs on their own, or we'll just see what happens. So first one is we've got the snake god, which is less gold. Then we've got the falcon god, which are faster and chase you. What did I say? Chase you 6% shorter when you attack them. You get okay. So they're faster, but they don't chase me as long. God of Destruction buildings only here 25 or so. Ooh, that is rough. So basically, this means if a building gets destroyed, it is way tougher on me. Allies are no longer revived at night, and your owner revive time is increased by 100%. Ooh, that is equally rough. Tiger God did more damage, and Turtle God is more health, and then Wasp God. First 3 nights, there will be 100% more enemies that spawn faster. Okay, so this is gonna be rough. So So I think, based on what we've got going on, I think we're gonna want to use a strategy that either centers around me being very powerful or having very powerful units. I don't, because of this God of Destruction, I don't think relying on towers, especially at the beginning, is going to be a super good idea. So what I'm actually going to do is going to switch to the Light Spear, which has an active that heals me and increases my attack speed, but also heals me extra if I have like super low health. So I think if I'm going for a me-centric strategy, I think that's what's going to help us. So these were the perks I had on for last time. Already I can see a lot of them are not going to work super well. This one's not going to work at all because this doesn't let them respawn at night. So this will be quite literally useless. And so I think I'm going to pick up this one, because that way I can rely on just my castle for money for a while, because if I lose my income buildings, at least I have something. I think this Resilient Residences will also be good. I'm not sure how that will work with God of Destruction. This is going to take an additional day to get repaired, so I don't know. Hopefully this will cancel it out. We'll see. Oh, see, the King of Resurrection could be a good idea, again, to counter this God of Death, but I'm not sure I want to go with a Unix-centric. I don't know, we'll see. So I definitely want to keep this, to keep myself powerful. And I like the Architect's Council. To me, it's really a powerful upgrade. It lets you upgrade basically the next level of buildings early. But again, I really want to try and not rely on buildings this run, I think. So we'll take that off. And I think... yeah, let's see. So I definitely don't want to do... Again, I think I want to try not do unit stuff. So let's see. So what I could do is I could do this glass cannon effect, and then try and use this active with this healing effect. Maybe that's possible. I could also go for these resistances, give me a second to think. I'll be back with the strategy in just a moment. Okay, so I did a little bit of deliberating. Yeah, I really could not think of too much. So what I've gone with is pretty much the same thing, except I did for the last one the God's Lotion, or Potion, I'm assuming, which is I regenerate faster. I think that's going to be my best bet. We'll just see. I may be going kind of the wrong direction, I believe, and I'm also going to take this off. I'm going to just try and not rely on buildings at all. And I'm going to grab this melee resistance, which gives me 30% resistance to melee attacks. I believe that will probably be my best bet. We'll just have to see how it goes. I will just simply have to try my best. So there we go. Okay, so I'm glad I picked melee resistance because I was not sure what I'd really be facing first. So I believe, yes, I'm gonna grab this research because I think if just as soon as possible I need to start researching and buffing myself. So let's go ahead and we'll research. I don't need to worry about ranged attack. So let's research melee armor for now. And there's really not much for me to do except just to go in and get started. And oh my goodness, my damage is abysmal. But I can try my absolute darndest. So I think a very important building in my strategy is going to be the Royal Forge, which does oh, you know, maybe that. Well, maybe my strategy wasn't quite as good as I thought it was. I'm going to take a relook real quick. Okay, after some deliberating, I think the best way to do this is to just basically go all in on my units. So I've kept the King of Resurrection just because it's going to be, I think, as powerful as possible. Hopefully it'll still let me revive my dead units with me. If it doesn't, I'll just have to ditch it, I think. But so I've got Commander Mode, which makes my damage worse, but my units' damage better. This to give them health, give them resistance to melee, and then this healing per second, which should hopefully play a pretty decent factor. And I know I'm not being too stupid, because I know there is an archery, or a, not an archery range. Oh, this is an archery range. Let me see. I would prefer melee units in this context, I think. But I probably do not have the option for that. Yeah, doesn't look like it. Okay. So I think what we'll do is, well, let's start off with these guys. So they're good against melee, not so good against ranged. But if I remember correctly, this map does not have a whole lot of ranged. I think the plan is we'll try and just keep them right here beating me up, and okay, and just try to hold out as long as possible. Thankfully, in my past runs, I've not had units hold out and be this strong, so it looks like this. I mean, at the very least, yes, we beat the first day, which is already much better than my previous strategy. I'm definitely a little embarrassed how bad that went, but it's okay. Alright, so yeah, we only have 2 gold. Definitely rough. Let's grab a house, I'm thinking. Okay. I don't remember, admittedly, I do not remember much about these slimes. Okay, but this isn't too bad. Well, it's definitely worse than I was hoping. Okay. So far, it's going alright. Okay, so immediately we run into a problem if there are, in fact, ranged units on this map. But we should be okay. We'll see. I'm going to just put them right here up in their face, and we're just gonna run it. And, yeah, I just want to basically stay in as their face as possible, and oh my goodness gracious. Let's see if that worked, because, oh, I didn't lose any. Okay, well, I still have no clue if my revive actually revives my men. This is no bueno. Okay, well, so they've destroyed my harbor, but I am back in the game, but oh, yeah, I am immediately back out of the game. Well, back to the drawing board, I think. Okay, so I'm back in the same place. Using a slightly different strategy, I grabbed a buff that boosts their damage and projectile speed, and I grabbed this archer tower just in case it'll help. I'm going to basically see if I can just use it as a cannon fodder. And we're just gonna hope we'll keep this, but, well, so far, I mean, it is already doing leaps and bounds better. I did also get rid of the buff that revives me, which may be my downfall? I think I'll be okay. I really don't want to lose this archer tower, and I don't think I will. Okay, we're good. We're just going to stab him until he is dead. Okay! We've made it to day 4. I have 2 gold. But we're only up against 2 little slimes. So I think this shouldn't be too much different than that first one. There's just some more of them. And they really were not that hard with this new strategy. Thankfully the archer type I have deals really well with them, because, you know, they pick them off from a distance, and then when they get up close, you have very excellent melee capabilities in these guys. I think as long as you don't run into more ranged, we should be okay. Okay, cool. We were just gonna look over, there'd be ranged in this area. So it looks like we are going to be okay. Let's grab a harbor for some more money. I think I'll just say, well, wish I kind of hadn't done that. I probably should have grabbed that upgrade, but we'll just have to see how it goes. We're just going to, again, hope. I think as long as we don't run into more of range, we should be okay. Okay, so they've destroyed. I was a little worried about this with the they were going to use the battering ram. We should be okay. I just really, especially with that God of Destruction debuff, I really don't like losing buildings, but that's okay. This seems kind of like a pretty free wave now, so we're going to go ahead and start. I don't think we need resistances. I think just more ranged attack is going to be the way to go. We'll grab another house to make up for some lost income, and just hopefully just kind of cruise through this wave. I think once again we have that projectile speed buff really helping us out here. I do wish one thing that I wish this game did a little better, something that some games do really well, is kind of Clash Royale is a really good example of things like changing targets when they know it's going to die. But I also know that often it's on a, you know, they do that on purpose to make the game harder, so I'm not going to whine about it. Okay, so we have way more ranged guys. I am not a fan of that. Ooh. Give me a second to think. So, I did some deliberating. I really don't see another good way to do this. I think I'm just gonna have to basically reuse my strategy from earlier. Kind of trying to hold this position. And I'm not sure. I might have to go back to the drawing board. Oh, I might have to go back to the drawing board with the strategy. Just because I I think I need to use different archers because there's just really not. Yeah, there's just not much I can do against these ranged units, and I think I'll be able to get by using those non anti melee, or maybe it's just more options. I'm really not sure. But yeah, I will get back to this point with a different strategy. Okay. So what I'm going to try this time, again, I'll skip to where I was earlier if I can make it. But so I've given up the melee resistance to go for this. Again, this upgrade I'm kind of stuck on, which lets me get the next level of buildings uh, early. I think that's going to be our best bet, but I will see you in a bit if this works, and if it doesn't, oh. Okay, so I'm back at around the same spot, and yes, that that upgrade has helped a lot. So as you can see, I've still got these kind of Robin Hood guys, but I also have melee, and I also have these flame archers, which are particularly good against siege weapons. So hopefully, and we've got a decent amount, and there's a melee built barracks here, so I'm gonna try that. And I think we will go with the berserkers. They're a little headed, to say the least, but I think they're going to be our best bet against these siege engines. And so yeah, we're just going to try and... Okay, immediately, this is much better. Already having that first siege weapon out is a lovely boon. And so now we'll just try and see if I can take a couple of the shots. I don't really want to die. So the flame archers are excellent because not only do they leave little puddles of flame, but they do a ton of extra damage against those siege weapons. I think... Yeah, no, I saw... Yeah, so that... much better. I believe all of my berserkers died, however. Yeah, there they come. Oh, no, I guess only 2 of them died. Okay, so next up we've got some more of these kind of inanimate guys. I don't know what the slime with the eyebrows is. I don't think I've ever run into that enemy. Well, I'm gonna do my normal strategy of buy economy towers and just hope everything goes okay. At this point, we have a really decent army, so we're just gonna hope. I'm guessing these are just more powerful versions of those previous slimes. Only problem is we do have. Well, I guess we don't really have those guys leaking through. Ooh, okay, that was a quick death. So those guys, these kind of circular bowling balls, if you will, go straight for my main castle, which can defend itself, but it's not the best at it. But that worked out pretty well. So hopefully now, since I've kind of greeded a little bit, we have these harbors working pretty well. So a bit of a tricky spot. So all of these guys fly. I think what the plan is we'll grab an archer tower there as kind of backup. These guys are really, really terrible against ranged, so we're gonna make them fall back here. We'll grab these 2 flame archers and we'll put them here to reinforce. And there's really nothing the melee units can do. So hopefully, okay, these guys do go for buildings, which isn't the best of news for that harbor, but that's okay. We'll pull these flame archers back. Ooh, okay. We got overrun pretty quickly. Oh. Well, that's nice. Okay. See, now we run into a problem of... Oh, maybe if I grab this tower, things will go a little better. Let's put 2 more archers here. And we'll just try that again, maybe. I really hope I don't have to rework my strategy yet again. That would kind of suck. But hopefully having this archer tower in a slightly better spot will... Okay, no, see, they just rush right through again. Well, back to the drawing board. Okay, it took me a little bit, but we are back So I've gone with a bit of a different strategy. So I've got crossbowmen this time instead of those kind of Robin Hood guys. I have a bow myself actually this time as well. I know this is a little bit earlier, but it took me a lot longer to get here than I expected. So this time I'm not gonna grab the harbors. I really think that's what messed me up last time. I'm gonna stick with the berserkers. Well, I realize I get the harbors later, but just counted it. Ooh, I am very dead very quickly. The bow and arrows has because I tried to do the same strategy, but I forgot to grab a house, and it was almost impossible to clear the flying level with just my 4 fire archers. So I switched to the bow and arrow, and I grabbed the houses for extra economy, and it worked out a lot better. And so I think we should be able to get past this level without really any bad losses. Yeah, simple enough. So now we're actually, well, we're closer back. These challenge runs have been very different. Ooh, hold on. Let me not do that real quick. I just remembered I kind of want that money for something else. Okay, so we're just gonna save our $8. I already know this setup makes it past this day for us. I don't want to buy the harbors because that was clearly a terrible decision last time. However, okay, so I say that, but then these roller guys got right past us. Yikes. Okay. I think just in that case, I just needed to, spread my troops a little better. Let me just do the kind of classic. Yeah, there we go. Well, specifically, let's grab, I want the flails. Yeah, whatever, we'll put these guys here, Let's grab the flail, put him over here, grab the berserker. We'll just leave that one berserker there. This should make it a lot easier. Oh, right, the berserkers do that. Now my hope is... Okay. My hopes are dashed, that's what. 1 second while I get this. Alright, so what I ended up doing is I ended up buying this archer tower just prematurely, and we might still lose this because I forgot to move all my guys, but that's okay. So what I meant to say, we're going to be seeing the defeat screen a lot, but if I can real quick, try a day. So I think what my plan is, I'm going to grab this archer tower egg and this one. We're just going to go ahead and prematurely grab them for this next wave. We're going to try and grab a house, just, you know, again, thinking of the late game. We'll once again do that, separate our melee and our archers, and hopefully this should work. Really surprised with how much of a hard time we're having, considering it was pretty easy last time, but, you know, with strategies, some things get easier, some things get harder. So hopefully that means the wave after this will be harder. It looks like we're doing okay. Well, the slimes did not get handled quite as well as I would have liked them to. I think we're going to be okay, though, because these are all pretty low health. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like losing that archer tower there, though, because again, that got a destruction. I mean, there's nothing I can really do to reverse that, but not super happy about that. Alright, so I think what we'll do is we'll grab that. And we're just gonna try and just hope this works out, basically. We're gonna grab these guys and pop them here. The only problem is the crossbowmen aren't the greatest against flying enemies. Hopefully we'll be okay. That's why I'm glad I have a second archer tower over there. So hopefully we'll be okay. The problem is... Ooh, I did not... Okay, see, yeah, I did not think... I thought the second wave would come up more this way. That is not what happened. Oh, oops, that's not the button I meant to press. But I'm thinking, maybe if I just centralize these guys kind of like right here, maybe we'll have some better luck. Well, that is if I buy the tower. Alright, let's try this again. We'll spread them out a little. Um, really nice. I'm gonna, these guys, they like to move around a lot, and that can be not the most advantageous. And see, the problem is, since that, yeah, ooh, this is a tough one. I hate to end on a loss, but I might have to go back to the drawing board and think this one through a little bit. Well, thank you for watching. I apologize it ends in such a anticlimactic way. This is a very tough challenge. I really love doing this stuff. It makes me actually think, and I love it. So let me know your suggestions as always. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, see you in the next one.